Hello friends, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about previous 5-star predictions, what I rated them, and then future 5-star predictions. I thought I would mash this into one video. I didn't feel like I could really separate them into two. So very quickly we're going to talk about 5 books I talked about sometime last year that I thought I was going to give 5 stars. I will link the video if you feel like watching it, but I'm going to give you the ratings here.
I can reach for a well-worn book to give me an escape.
So first, American Dreamer by Adriana Herrera, I gave 5 stars. Heartstopper, Volume 1 by Alex Oseman, I gave 5 stars. Ta-Nehisi Coates, Between the World and Me, I gave 5 stars. Roller Girl by Vanessa North, I gave 4 stars. Still a very, very good rating though, so I'm happy with this. And finally, The Deep by River Solomon, I gave 5 stars. So overall, I am super happy with how this turned out. 4 out of 5 I gave 5 stars, and the last one I gave 4 stars. That is great for me. I'm very pleased with that. It's just nice when you expect to give a book a high rating and then you do. I will say it took me longer to get through all of these books than I was hoping it would, and the graphic novel, which I was kind of hoping would be the first one I got to, was the last one I got to, because I just put things off when I know I'm going to love them, which I have also been doing to the next 5 books I'm going to talk about. I don't know why I do this exactly. I think I'm just like worried that I'm not going to end up loving it, but like that's not the end of the world. It's books. I mean, I love books, but it'll be okay if I don't love books that I think I'm going to. But for some reason, like, my anxiety brain is like, no, we must wait until the perfect time. But there is no perfect time. That's not how that works. And I just need to convince myself of that. So anyway, wrapped up of the books. Yes, I dropped American Dreamer. Don't want to pick it up again. So I have 5 more books that I want to talk about getting to, 4 of which I have physically, 1 of which I don't. So we're going to talk about the one I don't have physically first, and that is A Worthy Opponent by Katie Robert. This is a male-female romance that is kind of dark. It's also more erotica than romance. It's in her Wicked Villain series, which is where she takes all of these like Disney myths and fairy tales and like really turns them on their head in like a BDSM club. Which sounds like it might not work, but it really, really works. So far, I've read the first 2 books in the series. A Worthy Opponent is the 3rd book. And yeah, I think I gave the first book 3 or 4 stars. I don't remember exactly. It had a kink that I'm not super into. So it was like my favorite thing, but it was still really good and really well written. Katie Roberts is amazing at writing characters and sex scenes and plot and just everything. If you need a good romance writer that writes really steamy scenes that are well done and you're not confused about what's going on, cannot recommend Katie enough. Also recommend following Katie on Instagram. She's a great follow. It's a lot of fun. So this is the 3rd book in the series. I don't know if I'm going to read all of them. I don't know if they all appeal to me, but honestly I'm probably going to read all of them. Katie puts out books like every 2 months, it feels like, sometimes maybe even less than that at points. And I'm part of her Patreon where I get ebook copies of all of her indie published stuff. So I have all of the books to read. So I'm probably going to end up reading them. But A Worthy Opponents is the next one in this series, and also is one that I'm super excited for. It is Tink and Hook, and we've met Tink before. And I am just so excited to see how this is going to go. As you can imagine, Tink and Hook, I mean, if you know anything about Disney and everything, you can guess who those characters are based on. And I will say that they are not too much like their fairy tale counterpoints, but they're a lot of fun, and I'm really excited to see where this goes. Next is a book that I am planning to buddy read with Brie and Haley, and that is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. This is a book that the Interstellar Book Club did in, I think it was January. I don't remember exactly, but if you don't know what the Interstellar Book Club is, I will link their Twitter down below, and I will also link Steph's vlog of reading this book, because that is the reason why it has jumped so high on my TBR. I've basically had this book on my TBR since it came out, and it's been out for a while. It was published in 2014, and I've been hearing nothing but amazing things about it, and it sounds directly up my alley. It's like queer found family, and everyone seems to say it's very like heartwarming and just great, and like that's what I want. This sounds amazing to me. So I'm very excited about it, and Steph's vlog just made me even more excited about it. I highly recommend watching it. And also, after I read this, I can watch their live show, because they did a whole live show on it. They read all 4 Becky Chambers books in like 2 or 3 months, so they were really going for it. Because the 4th one in this series came out very recently. Anyway, I think I'm gonna love this book. I thought I'm gonna love this book since it came out, but yet here is one of those examples of me just putting it off and putting it off. So hopefully I will get to it very, very soon. Brie, Haley, and I are planning to buddy read it. That will also keep me on track of reading it sooner rather than later, but we'll see. Next is Ghost Squad by Claribel A. Ortega. I don't know why I couldn't remember her last name. I don't know too much about this book. All I know is that I think it's about 2 friends who like accidentally cast some spell that like causes havoc and everything, and that there's the cutest cat I have ever seen on a cover. I just love this cat so much. You should go look at the cover on like Goodreads or something and like zoom in on the cat, because best cat ever on a cover. The back of it just says, "Be prepared, respect the dead, always have a cat." And like, I am here for this. Fuck always have a towel, always have a cat. This is great. Anyway, I've been hearing wonderful things about this. It's a middle grade. It looks super cute. Yeah, and I'm just really excited about it. We love some magic, some accidental like magic that causes havoc. I've been excited to get to it since it came out. I pre-ordered this and I still have not gotten to it yet, so hopefully soon. This one only came out in 2019, but I have still owned it, probably since it came out also. And that is Silver in the Wood by Emily Tesh. I don't know a lot about this, and I'm not going to look more into it. I do know that Riley Marie talked about it in a vlog months ago now. I don't know if I could find it, but I know that she talked about it a lot, and I believe she really, really loved it, which is why I like bumped it up on my list. But yeah, I've been wanting to read this for a while, and I think I'm gonna give it 5 stars, which is like, this is a weird one to think I'm gonna give 5 stars. But for some reason, I just do think I'm going to give this one 5 stars. It's queer. There's weird old magic foresty stuff. And like, I love that kind of thing. I love like weird queer magic stuff. That's all I need, honestly. Like, if you tell me something is weird, queer, and magical, like, I'm in. I'm so in. This one is kind of more of a reach than the others. Like, I'm not as positive I'm going to give this one 5 stars as the others on this list, especially the last one. However, I do think there's a very good chance I will, so we will see. And finally, a book that I am certain I will give 5 stars, The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. I've been wanting to read this book since it came out. I pre-ordered this as well, and I just haven't picked it up yet because I know I'm going to just love this book so much, and for some reason that is putting me off reading it. Maybe one day I will get around this thing that I do where my brain is like, no, you have to wait for the perfect moment to read this book. I don't know why it does that, but it does. I assume it has something to do with anxiety. Who knows, really, though? Who knows? I don't know super much about this. I know it is a male-male love story, and there's a bunch of kids with superpowers. One of them might be the Antichrist, and it takes place in like a little cottage on the sea, and everyone says it's adorable, and I am just super excited for this. It's supposed to be really like heartwarming and everything, and like I said, that's what I want, that's what I need. So I'm really excited to get to this. Hopefully very, very soon. I could really use with some heartwarming stuff, and I think this will like give me that feeling where like, oh, I want to read more because I loved this so much. So we're hopeful. So here are 4 of the 5 books that I predict I will be giving 5 stars, the last one being A Worthy Opponent by Katie Robert. If you have read any of these books, let me know your thoughts down below. If you want to talk about the ones I read previously, or if you think I'm going to love or not love any of the books that I think I'm going to give 5 stars, let me know. It will be super fun to see your own predictions on what my ratings will be. Hopefully I will read these sooner than I did the last batch, but I make no promises. I'm also sorry my throat is kind of croaky. I've been talking for a while, but also it's allergy season, so the pollen is really wreaking havoc on everything right now. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you are well and safe. Please like this video, and you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, Life Before Death Radiant.
Though I have so much stuff to do, this shouldn't take too long. And since I probably have no voice, I thought I'd sing you a song. I've had my fair share of rougher days, you can tell that I've been sad, but my videos have been